never had the Draco, she ain't playing fair. She got two personalities, I got two.
Hello viewers, I'm Kevon Phillips, student at Virginia Union University, and I'll be giving you a short book report on the novel Akata Witch, written by Nnemdi Okorafor. I hope I didn't butcher her last name. I didn't mean to, forgive me if I have, but Akata Witch. Before I get into Akata Witch, I want to explain the word Akata. Akata is a term used by Africans to tease and pick at any African descent or anyone who was born black outside of Africa, which the protagonist faces throughout the whole story because she's born in New York and she later moves to Africa with her brothers and her parents. But not only is she a Nigerian American young girl, Sunny is different, not only because of where she's from, but because she's albino. Albino is a person who lacks melanin in their skin, and as a result of this, she is subjected by her classmates. And not only is her skin different, but she's a part of a special group of people called the leopard people. And the leopard people is this secret society in Africa who has mysterious magical powers. And she not only does she find this special group of people, but she also find this group of friends who she share a special connection with because they're also leopard people. And throughout the story, they all go through training together with their leopard people of mentors, and it's all to basically learn and how to control their magical powers and skills. And after their training, their first final test is to defeat the powerful ritual killer. Before I get into the characters, I'm gonna give a little more insight on the leopard people. The leopard people are gifted with mystical powers and abilities or magic, and they value and prize individualism, unlike what they would call the lamb people, who only care about money and value material goods. And most leopard people they come from a background of magical families, including her friends Chi-Chi, Orlu, and another boy that she later on befriends named Sasha. Sasha, who's an American boy from Chicago who's shipped to Africa for punishment of misuse of his juju spells. And this bad guy, Black Hat, they would call him, but his name is Otakoto. He's a serial killer around Nigeria. He's a fourth level leopard person, so he has magical powers as well. And he was actually mentored by Sunny's grandmother, and she later on discovers that not only that her grandmother used to mentor this the antagonist Black Hat, but he also is her murderer. And the only way he could be stopped or defeated is if Sunny and her group of friends get together and they go all defeat him together. And Sunny's friends, Orlu, let me give some insight on Orlu. He's a quiet and generally well-behaved. His ability is to undo juju spells because of his dyslexia. And her next friend, Chi-Chi, she's a clever, sassy, and energetic girl. Her abilities is memory. She can read 1,000 books and remember all of them. And last but not least, but her friend Sasha, the one who got shipped from Chicago to Africa from misuse of his punishment. His natural ability is the same as Chi-Chi's. And Sunny, her special ability is to be able to disappear and go between the real world and the spiritual world, ghostly. Nnemdi Okorafor, she captured like the spirit of Nigeria. I think she did a marvelous job on this book, to bring life to the unspoken awe of the supernatural activities and festivities that goes on in Africa. And you know, it's a good historic reading. Ultimately, I like how Miss Okafor, how she explores the juju fantasy, and I'm interested to see how she'll continue with this to contribute to the fantasy genre due to it being in the African culture. I also think this book is a lot reminiscent to the book Harry Potter, except that it takes place in Nigeria instead of the UK, because there's a magical system and magical people, no wands, because in Africa they use juju knives instead, spells and different levels of mastery. And I feel enlightened knowing that that we have a book, and by saying we, I'm speaking for the African culture, that we have a book in the fantasy world, because they're not all published, but this one is a special one, and I look forward to a lot more being made just like this one. But not only did it focus on the fantasy world, it had some awareness for sexism, where Sunny, she plays exceptionally well in soccer, but due to her lack of melanin, and she can't be in the sun. By her being albino, she can't withstand the sun and be out there so long, and she's subjected by her dad, because it seems like he would much rather for her to be a boy than a girl, because he seemed like he wanted a son instead of a daughter. And then there's lying that comes apart, where she have to lie to her parents, which she feel bad about, because she lived in a double life, which is, her part of being this albino girl with the lamb people, and then her being Sunny with the leopard people. Then there's once again her outcastness. That brings like for her being albino, she's pushed to the side. For her being a girl, she's pushed to the side. But I recommend this book to anyone who's interested in the African culture or the fantasy genre. This book was definitely a good reading, and I give it a thumbs up.